Okay. So, use the method of joints. So, una natin titingnan, sabi ko, yung external support, no? So, sabi natin, the maximum number of unknowns for the external support should be 3. Okay? Para makapag-solve tayo. Kapag nag-apat, it's either we try to have it the method of members and so on. Pero if we are speaking with the trust, the maximum unknown is only 3. Okay? Pag nag-apat na siya, and then lahat ng members mo ay trust members, it means hindi na siya solvable. Okay? Pang civil na yon. Okay, now, we will be having here a pin at point A. So we expect it to have 2 reactions. So isang vertical, let's call it as our AV. And we have here horizontal, let's call it as AH. Okay? Also, at this point, let's call it as point E or C, A, B, C, D, E. Okay? So we'll call it as point E. Dalawa rin. So we have here the EH and we have here also the EV. Okay, or vertical. Kaya sabi nyo kanina, kapag apat yung unknowns sa external supports and we are speaking with the trust system, it means unsolvable siya by simple methods. So, ibig sabihin, sir, ito, unsolvable? No. Bakit? Apat nga siya. Pero, from the principle itself na sinabi ko, ano siya sinabi nga natin? Yung member mo ng trust. Wait, may pumapasok. Yung member mo ng trust, ang palaging force niya ay parallel sa kanyang member. Okay? So, pansinin natin itong member C. Okay? Let's say, i-isolate ko yung support. Okay, I'll try to isolate the support. And then, meron sa kanyang nakakonektang truss. Assuming that this is my truss, I will call it as C. Okay? And then, ang sabi natin, dalawa yung kanyang reaction. So, we will be having here the EH. And then, we have here the EV. Okay? So, ito lang yung forces na meron doon sa support. Okay? Now, if we are going to have it summation forces horizontal, and since it is equilibrium equal to 0, so we only have the force EH. Wala nang iba. So technically, this EH would become equal to 0. Okay? So it means wala ka palang EH. Okay? So yung isang support natin ng E, although it is a pin connection or it is a hinge connection, wala ka namang EH. So technically, isa na lang din yung unknown sa kanya. So ang total number of unknowns, isa, dalawa, and then tatlo. So, na-reduce natin sa tatlo. So, it means it is now solvable. Okay? So, let's try to solve. Kunin ko muna yung reaction. I will try to have it summation moment at A. Okay? So, summation moment at A equal to 0. And we will have it clockwise manner to be positive. Okay? Hindi natin alam yung distance nito, yung 200. We need to know what is this distance? Kasi yun ang kailangan nating moment arm sa kanya. Okay? Ngayon, ang alam ko lang, this is 6 meters and then this is 30 degrees. So, I need to know, sana, ano man lang to? Okay, oops. Ano sana tong distance na yan? Okay? And it is now a 30 degrees. So, definitely, kung ito ay 90 degrees. Okay. Sir, paano mo nalamang 90 degrees yan? Okay. So, hindi pala naibigay. Pero that is actually a 90-degree curve. No? Kung meron ka dong 6 meters and then 30 meters, pwede kong gamitin ang cosine function. So, I will have it as cosine of 30 degrees. Okay? Kasi meron akong, we'll call it as x. Okay? Adjacent over the hypotenuse na. So, ang adjacent ko is x at ang hypotenuse ko is 6. Therefore, I have here 6 equals to 6 cosine of 30. Okay? So, that is x. Now, ngayon, ang gagawin ko naman, okay, dito ko na ilagay. Okay? This is now the 6 cosine of 30. Okay? And then you will be having here the 30 degrees. Okay. Ito yung kailangan nating malaman. Let's call it as y. Okay? So, let's have it as y. So, again, I will have it now cosine of 30 again. This opposite, adjacent over the hypotenuse, 6 cosine of 30. So, you have y equals to 6 cosine of 30 multiplied it by cosine of 30. Okay? So, you have now the y equal to 6 cosine of 30 times cosine of 30. So, you will be having here 4.5. Okay? Okay, nasa sa inyo, no? So, there are several ways on how to compute for that. So, it means this is now 4.5. Pwede ko na ngayong malaman. Okay? So, 200 moment arm of 4.5. Okay? Wala na ibang force, pero I will call it a C. Kasi sabi natin, action-reaction. So, itong palang ano na to, kung ang assumption natin dito is pababa, pagdating doon, pataas na siya, no? So, we will call it as C. Okay? Kaya lang, yung moment arm natin, hindi rin natin alam. We need to know what is this distance. Okay? Alam natin kasi we have already 6. Okay? I will call it a Z. Okay? Now, if this is a horizontal line and this is 60, this is 90, this is 30, definitely this is also 60, 60, 60, and then this one is also 60 degrees. Okay? So, having so, I can now have cosine of 60. So, cosine of 60 degrees equals to Z all over 6 meters. So, you have Z equals to 6 cosine of 60. So, the value of Z is 6 cosine of 60. So, you have here 3 meters. Okay? So, minus C. Okay? A moment arm niya is 6 plus Z or 6 plus 3 meters. So, wala ka ng ibang forces. So, you have now the value of C. Okay? So, that's 200 times over 9. Okay? So, ang C natin is 100 kilonewton. Okay? So, kung meron kang 100 kilonewton doon, I can now have summation forces vertical equal to 0. And then that is upward. And I have here the AV minus 200 plus C of 100 equal to 0. So, you have the AV also equals to 100 kilonewton. Okay? So, ayan. So, yung age natin, wala tayo. So, summation forces horizontal equal to 0. So, AH equal to 0. So, walang iba, no? Okay. Pagkakuha natin ng reaction, kailangan nating humanap ng isang joint na kung saan dalawa lang yung unknowns. Okay. So, pwede ako at joint C. Okay. So, let's have it. At joint C. Okay. You try to isolate the joint C. Okay. And then you write all the known forces. So, pataas, meron na ako. And then, oops, kuha ako ng ruler. So, ito, meron ka na rin. Unknown. So, lahat pahilam muna, no, para alam natin. Pag nag-negative, ibig sabihin compression siya. Kapag nag-positive, ibig sabihin tension siya. Okay? So, lagyan natin ng Cartesian plane. Okay. And then, ilagay nyo yung mga degrees niya. So, alam natin that this is also 30 degrees. Ano? Okay, saan nakuha yan? 60 kasi to. So, kung 90 to, that is a 30-degree angle. So, this one is 30 degree. And then this one is 60 degrees. Okay? Ito na lang, dito na lang para ano. So, that is also 30 degrees. Okay? And then, yung C natin, sabi natin, that's 100 kilonewton. Okay? And then this one, we'll call it as BC. And then this one, we call it as CD. Okay? Yan. So, dalawa lang yung unknown members mo. Okay? So, pwede ka na ngayong mag-summation forces horizontal and summation forces vertical. Okay. Unahin natin horizontal, summation forces horizontal equal to 0. So, I will have it negative BC cosine of 30 minus CD sine of 30 equal to 0. Equation 1. Okay. So, pwede rin ako summation forces vertical equal to 0. So, I will have it as negative BC sine of 30 minus CD cosine of 30 plus 100 equal to 0. Equation 2. Okay? Rearranging. Okay? I-rearrange ko to. Yung second equation ko. So, that would become negative BC sine of 30 minus CD cosine of 30 equals to negative 100. Okay? So, equation 1, equation 2, sure tayo na may magne-negative dito, no? Okay. So, ibig sabihin pag negative, tama yung inyong value except that mali yung kanyang direction. Okay. So, negative cosine of 30, negative sine of 30, 0, negative sine of 30, negative cosine of 30, negative 100. Okay? So, BC is negative 100 and CD is 173.21 kilonewton. Okay? Ano yung ating dito? Conclusion? Yung ating BC, it should be in compression. And then yung ating CD, it is in tension. Okay? So, meron na akong dalawang forces. So far, any question on that? Any question?
Sir,
Yes po. Sige.
ano po, yung EV po ba, nakuha na po ba natin? Or same lang po siya ng C
Yes.
natin?
Same lang po.
Same na po.
Apo. Kasi kung titingnan natin tong diagram natin na to, okay? Pag nag-summation forces vertical ka, wala nang ibang forces. So kung ano yung C mo, iyon din yung ating EV. Okay po.
Okay po.
Okay. Any more question? Okay. Sige, let's proceed. Alam na natin ngayon yung member CD and member BC. Pwede na ako magpunta sa joint B. Okay? Joint B. Okay? So at joint B, gawa muna ulit ako ng Cartesian plane. Okay? So ang meron ako doon, dalawang force nakaganto. Okay? And then isang nakaganto. As well as, meron din ako ditong load which is automatic na. Okay. Now, yung BC, itama na natin kasi sabi natin that is compression. Ito yung BC natin. So, dito ko na siya ilalagay. Okay? And then, yung dalawa, yung assumption natin, since hindi natin alam, ugaliin natin, gawin natin siyang patension. Okay. Now, we have here, ilan yung load? 200 kilonewton. So, you have here 200 kilonewton. And then yung BC natin, we have it here, 100. Sir, hindi mo na sinabi negative? Hindi na. Kasi sabi ko nga, values lang yung kailangan mo. Pero maganda sa diagram, you make it kung ano na yung tamang value. Kung ano yung tamang direction. Sana. So, since compression siya, so dapat towards the joint tayo. Okay? Kapag tension kasi, that's away from the joint. So, we will be having here, this is BD, and then this is AB. Okay? And syempre, mahalaga yung ating angle. Okay? So, yung angle natin, so ito is 30 degrees. Definitely, this is also 30 degrees. How about the BD? So, ayun, meron ka ditong 60 degrees, ano? So, technically, that is also 60 degrees. So, we will be having here 60 degrees. Okay? So, pwede ka na ulit mag-summation forces horizontal and summation forces vertical. So, let's have it. Summation forces horizontal equal to 0. So, unahin ko muna yung BD. Okay. Sige na, AB. So, we will be having here negative AB cosine of 30 plus BD cosine of 60. Okay. And then minus 100 cosine of 30 equal to 0. Okay. So, you have a negative AB cosine of 30 plus BD cosine of 60 is equal to 100. Okay, 100 cosine of 30. So that is around 50 square root of 3. So that is your equation 1. Okay? So again, summation tayo ng forces vertical equal to 0. So I will have it as negative AB sine of 30 minus BD sine of 60 minus 200 kilonewton downward and then minus 100 sine of 30 equal to 0. Okay? So rearranging, okay? So you have it negative AB sine of 30 minus BD sine of 60 equal to, ilipat ko lahat sa kabila, 200 plus 100 sine of 30. So that is around 250. You have now equation 2. Equating simultaneously equation 1, equation 2, negative cosine of 30, cosine of 60, 50 square root of 3, negative sine of 30, negative sine of 60, and 250. Okay. So you will now have AB equals to negative 200 kilonewton, and you have now the BD equals to negative 173.21 kilonewton. Okay? Anong conclusion natin? They are both in compression. Okay? So, ayan. Meron na tayong 4 na node. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So, isa na lang yung unknown natin. Ano? So, pwede kang mag-joint D and pwede kang rin mag-joint A. Okay? Para guess, pinakamadali yan, joint A ka na lang. Okay? Kasi kapag joint D, marami pang naka-angle eh. Dito, isa lang yung naka-angle. Okay? So, sige, mag-joint A ako. Joint A. Okay? Isingit ko na para hindi na ako magbura. Gawa ulit ako ng Cartesian plane. Okay? Ang meron lang naman ako dito, alam ko, is the AV. So, that is around 100 kilonewton. Okay? And then, yung AB ko, okay, you see the AB, that is compression. So, paganto din siya. And that is around 200. So, yung isa unknown, hindi natin alam. Then, let's have it in tension. And then, that is our AD. Okay? So, wala ka ng ibang forces, no? So, pinakamadali niyan, mag-summation forces, horizontal ka na lang. Okay? Summation forces horizontal equal to 0. So, you have here the AD minus of, by the way, this is 30 degrees. 200 cosine of 30 equal to 0. So, that you will be having here the AD equal to 200 cosine of 30. Or that is around 173.21 kilonewton. And positive siya, so we conclude that this is in tension. Okay? Yan. So most of the time, if yung dalawang support ng truss natin is nasa extreme part, dulo sa dulo, okay? Nandun kasi suporta. Lahat ng top chord natin na tinatawag, ibig sabihin ng top chord, yun yung mga top elements natin, we expect that to be in compression. And then lahat ng nasa bottom part, itong mga to, so we expect that to be in tension. Okay? So sa most of the trusses. So check natin ano. So si AB, sabi natin top chord, we expect that to be compression. Si AB natin is in compression. Si BC natin is also in compression. But we expect the bottom chord to be in tension. So ating AD is in tension at ang ating DC is also in tension. Okay? Pero yung mga diagonal members natin, yun yung medyo mahirap i-predict, no? Kasi most of the time, they are changing depending on the force. Okay? So, that's it for the method of joints. Question so far? Question? Sige, I'll give you a minute or two para mag-isip ng tanong. Okay. No more question? Okay. Alright. Now, I have a problem. Okay, for example, okay. Ubo pa rin ako. Okay. Madaling mag-method of joints. Okay? Imagine, ilang members lang yung hinahanap natin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Limang sections, limang forces lang yung hinahanap natin. Pero ang tagal natin i-compute. Okay? Ibig sabihin, ito, para mga pang simple trusses lang, ano? Paano kung, okay, what if, paano kung ang pinapa-analyze ko na sa inyong truss napakarami ng members? Okay? Tapos, sasabihin ko lang dun sa problem, find the force on this section. Okay, bago ka makarating sa gitna, normally, sa dulo muna, no? Sa may support. Pag nakuha mo to, makukuha 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 mo to, hanggang makarating ka dito sa member na to. Napakatagal. Okay. Baka ubos na yung time ng exam nyo, nandito pa lang kayo sa pangatlo o pang-apat. Okay? So, with that, kapag certain member lang yung hinahanap sa inyo, doon na papasok yung tinatawag nating method of section. Okay? So, ano yung method of section? Para siyang method of joints, except that instead na sa joint natin hinahati, magkakat tayo dun sa mga portion kung saan nahanapin natin. Example, okay? Pinakamadali niyan, okay. Kung sa method of joints, we are trying to have the maximum of 2 unknowns. Pagdating dito sa method of sections, hanggang 3. Ibig sabihin, pwede akong maghati dyan sa part na yan, meron kang tatamaang 3. For example, maghahati ako dito. Ilan yung tinamaang members? 2. So you have the FG and then you have the GH. Pwede kang maghati dyan. Okay? Kasi, 2. Dito ako nag-cut. Ilan ang nahati? 3. 1, 2, 3. Pwede kang mahati. Okay? Now, paano kung dito kahatiin? Ilan ang na-cut? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hindi mo siya pwedeng mag-cut dyan. Okay? So, for the method of, for the method of section, the maximum cutting na tatamaan is dapat 3. Okay? And most of the time, kung ano hinahanap mo, let's say ito, Fi and then JC, dun ka maghahati. Fi and then JC. Okay? So, ang problema, para makat mo yon, dalawang cutting ka, no? So, unahin mo muna, Fi muna. Okay? So, pag hinati ako, for example, I will be having here the cutting plane. Okay. Kakat ko dito. Okay. Pag kinat mo siya, dalawang portion yung nahati mo. Kailangan, pag kinat mo, no, mapaghihiwalay mo yung structure mo. Okay. Mapaghihiwalay mo sa dalawang pieces. Okay. So, meron ka sa right side, and then meron ka dun sa left side. Mamimili ka lang. Okay. So, pwede ako mamili sa right side, pwedeng left side. Okay. Kaya lang, normally, kung saan mas kaunti yung members, kaunti yung loads, inipiliin mo, no? So, logically, para dito, pinakamadaling piliin natin, itong portion na to. So, yung right side. Okay? Tapos, ito-drawing ko siya ng separate. Example, so you will be having here, oops. Okay. And then you will be having here the H and then G. And then, syempre, yung mga known loads natin na nakasama sa kanya, kasama yan. 3,000, 1,000, and then this is around 4 feet. Okay? Ngayon, yung mga nakat na section mo, you expect that to have a force. No? So, lahat ng dinaanan ng cutting plane mo, mag-expose you ng force. So, ito, I will be having here the force dF. Okay? And then ito, I will be having here the force IF. And then yung baba, you will be having there the force IH. Okay? So, ayun na yung pinaka free body diagram mo. Okay? So, what we need to know now is yung pinaka slope natin. So, check nyo to. Yung triangle na yan. So, you have 6, you have 4. They are both divisible by 2, no? So, pag dinivide ko by 2, okay, yung kanyang vertical is 3, and then yung kanyang horizontal is 2. Okay? So, you will be having here square root of 3 squared plus 2 squared. So, that is square root of 13. Okay? So, ito, iyon din yung slope na, no? Okay. Same thing with dito. Equal naman silang dalawa. So, this time, this is now 3 meters, and then this is 4 meters. Okay? Okay, so check mo to. Okay, yung maliit na yon. So, kalahati yan eh. Okay, kasi 4, 4 to. So, kalahati, similar triangle. Kalahati ng 6, ito yung magiging 3, ito yung magiging 4. So, you will be having here 3, and then 4, and then this would become 5 meters. Sorry, ito pala ay 6, 8 pala yung kabuuan. So, divide by 2, 4 din pala to. So, 3, and then this is 4. Okay, mali ito, mali. Okay. So, again, you will be having here 6 and then 8. Divide by both side by 2. So, you will be having 3, 4, and then this is a 5 triangle. Okay. So, ayan. Sabi ko nga, since tatlo yung unknowns mo, okay, pwede ka ngayong mag-solve gamit yung 3 equations. Forces X, forces Y, and then you have the moment. Okay? Pinakamaganda niyan, mag-moment ka kung saan may concurrent na dalawang forces. Okay? Saan ako pwedeng mag-moments? Una, pwede ako mag-moment at F para may makuha akong IH. Okay? Or, pwede kong i-extend to. Pwede yun. Extend mo dyan. Extend ko dito. Dito ako mag-moment. Actually, that is the point I. Okay? Pwede ako mag-moment doon. Pag nag-moment naman ako doon, I will get the DF. Okay? Kumbaga, diskarte. Kung paano nyo di-discarte yan. Okay? So, ako, gagawin ko for this problem, I will have it summation moment at F. Okay? Equal to 0. Okay? para yung DF ko tsaka yung DI ko, automatic na siya na 0. Okay? So, yung yung 3,000, wala na rin siyang moment kasi tumatama siya sa F. Okay? So, I will have here 1,000 multiplied by 4 feet minus the age multiplied it by, ano yung height na to? So, that is around 3 meters. Sorry, 3 feet. Equal to 0. So, you will be having here the IH equal to 1,000 times 4 divided by 3. So, that is 1,333.33 and that is in pounds. Okay. Hindi naman pala yan hinahanap natin, pero isa siya sa pwede mong gamitin. Okay. Now, kapag meron ka na nun, so since ang hinahanap natin is si FI or si IF, pwede ka ngayon mag-summation forces horizontal equal to 0. Okay? So, I will have it, by the way, yung IH natin is tama, so that is in tension. So, negative IH, negative 1333.33, okay, minus 4 over 5 of IF, minus 4 over 5 of DF equal to 0. Okay? So, 4 over 5 of IF plus 4 over 5 of DF, simplifying, equals to 1,000, negative 1333.33. Equation 1. Okay? And then also, I could have it summation forces vertical equal to 0, and then that is on the upward. Okay? So, I will have it as IF muna. So, negative 3 all over 5 of IF plus 3 all over 5 of DF. Okay? Minus 3,000 minus 1,000 equal to 0. So, simplifying, negative 3 all over 5 of IF plus 3 all over 5 of DF equals to 4,000. Equation 2. You have equation 1 and then you have equation 2. So, you have here the IF and then the DF. Okay? So, negative 3 divided by 5. 3 divided by 5. 4,000. 4 divided by 5, 4 divided by 5, negative 133. Okay? So, you will be having the IF as negative 4,166.66. And then you will be having here DF as 2,500 pounds. Okay? So, ang IF natin is in compression. And then yung DF natin is in tension. Okay? So, eto na yung sagot. Oops. Tension. So, this is now the answer for the first problem. So, IF. Okay. So, I will leave to you the JC. Okay, nasaan yung JC? You have here the JC. Okay. So, saan pinakamagandang mag-cut niyan? Siyempre, dito na yung pinakamagandang mag-cut on that section. Kaya lang, bago mo siya mag-cut, kailangan alam mo muna yung reactions mo. So, you need to find for the AV and then for the AH. Again, katulad niyan, ito para siyang pinano. Pero, again, ganito lang din yung kanyang reaction. Bakit? Kasi, ito naman ang tawag natin dito, kapag yung isang member lang ng truss yung nakakonekta sa support, ang tawag natin doon is link. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, yung point B mo, nakalink lang siya sa E. So, isa lang yung reaction yan. Kaya, ang maximum unknowns lang is 3. 1, 2, and then 3. External reactions. Okay? So, it's either solve for the E, and then pag kinat nyo, you consider the upward portion, upper portion, or if you have this one, consider the lower portion. Kapag upper portion yung kinonsider mo, kailangan mong i-consider tong dalawa. Okay? Kasi kumbaga magiging ganito yung itsura ng ayan. Okay, parang ganyan yung magiging itsura. Okay. Kasi ito, meron kang E dyan eh. Tapos meron ka pa ditong 3,000 and then you have there 1,000. Okay? So, ang unknowns mo, 1, 2, and then 3 there. If you consider the upper part. Or, you consider the lower part, pwede rin. Okay, meron ka lang AV, meron ka lang AH, and then meron ka ng CB, meron ka ng JC, and then meron ka ng IJ. Okay? So, ikaw mamimili. It's either upper or consider it the lower part. Question.
Sir, yung sa IH po, sa may moment at F,
Apo.
ba't po
Moment.
naging negative, sir?
Ano ba?
Naging negative po. Sorry, sir, nawala ako dun.
IF, moment at
IH po, IH.
IH. Okay.
Moment at F po.
Moment at F. Opo. Kasi yung IH natin, okay, if we take the moment here, sorry, yeah. It could be positive pala, no? Okay, thank you for that correction. So, that is a plus. So, ibig sabihin, yung IH natin, okay, magne-negative pala siya. So, it means it should be in compression. Okay, and then, kung compression siya, so, pag nag-summation forces tayo, eto na yon. Okay. So, itama naman na to. No? Itatama na natin to. So, dapat na to. Compression kasi siya. Pag ganun pala siya. Okay? So, if we will have it this way, ito, magiging positive na rin siya. Okay? So, that would be in positive. Okay. Bilugan ka, no? Para ano. Okay? Then, summation forces vertical. Okay na yan. So, check natin kung mababago, no? So, 5, 1. 4 divided by 5. 4 divided by 5, 1333.33. Negative, wala pala ako sa ano. 4 divided by 5, 4 over 5, 133.33. Okay, next, negative 3 divided by 5, 3 divided by 5, and then 4. Okay. So, you have here the IF. Ayun, baliktad sila. So, yung IF natin, double check na recalculate ko ano, negative 2,500. So it means this is in compression. And then nakabaliktad silang dalawa. DF natin is equals to 4166.66 and this is still in tension. Okay? Paki-double check na recalculate no? Okay? So that's correct. Dapat to is positive sa moment. Alright? So, pag nakuha nyo na yung IH, let's say na itama nyo na siya, pwede nyo na siyang itama dun sa direction. No? Para bago kayo mag-proceed sa summation forces or other operations, tama na yung inyong direction. Kasi kapag hindi, magkakamali kayo. Okay po? So, very good observation. Question pa po? Sige, isip kayo ng tanong. Okay. If wala nang tanong, anyway, isi-send ko naman yung video. Okay, let's have it this way. Okay. So, lagyan ko ng values para mas makita natin. Okay. Let's say the A is 3 meters. And then, ito 100 kilonewton. Okay, so sa lahat. Pinapahanap sa atin is the member OJ. Okay, so let's say, let's try to find the member JK. Nasaan yung JK natin? So, ito, no? J to K. Okay. Ang tawag sa trust na to is actually the K trust. Okay. So, bakit siya nahihirapan yung mga student kapag hindi gaano alam? It's because tatry natin isolve muna yung pinaka-reactions. Tama namang solvable kasi tatlo lang yung ano, 1, 2, and then 3. So, ibig sabihin, this should be supposedly solvable by statics. Okay? And then, ang gagawin natin, we will try to have it method of joints. So, pwede yun, ano? Kaya lang, sabi niya, Sir, paano kung katulad niyan, isa lang ang hinahanap ko, and I'm trying to find only the JK. Okay? So, hanap ka ngayon ng cutting plane. Pag nag-cut ako dito, sabi ko, the maximum should be ilan? 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, hindi pwede. Cut ako dito, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, hindi rin pwede. Okay? Bakit hindi nagiging pwede? Because akala ng estudyante, kapag nag-cut tayo ng section, it should always be a straight line. Okay? Ang cutting section, horizontal, vertical, slant, or even curve, alang problema. Example. I will cut the plane ng paganto. Paganyan yung cut ko. Due to symmetry, 100, sabihin natin 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, sure ako na tig 250 yan. No? Kasi very symmetrical silang dalawa. Okay. And then, I will try to isolate this area. Okay. So, kapag in-isolate ko siya, okay. K, L, F, G, E. Okay, tapos may dalawa kang ganun. Oh. And then lahat ng loads mo, ilalagay mo. So you have here 100. You have here 100. And then you have here 250. And then lahat na nakaat na section. Oops. Ano yan? Lahat na nakaat ng section.
Sir, yung Q po.
Ito po, yung Q. Tama ba? Q. Okay. So lahat na nakaat ng section, you have here the JK. Yun ang hinahanap natin. And then you have here the KO. You have here the EO. And then you have here the DE. Okay. Tama? Yan lang yung mga nakat na sections natin. Ngayon, kahit apat yung unknowns mo, pag nag-moment ka naman at this point, okay, summation ako ng moment at E, equal to 0. Tatlong force kagad yung tatama sa point na yon. So you have the KO, EO, and then the DO. So, mawawala na siya ng moment doon. So, ang tanging meron na lang tayong moment is the 100 multiplied by 3 kasi to, 3, and then its height is also 3. So, you have here 3 minus 250 multiplied it by 6 minus the JK multiplied it by 3 equal to 0. So, you have no other forces. So, you can now solve for the value of JK. So, that's 100 times 3 minus 250 times 6, and then you divide it by 3. So you will be having here negative 400 kilonewton, and this is in compression. Okay, again, you may cut 4 sections or more as long as most of them will have a 0 moment about a certain point para makancel. Otherwise, wala kang masasolve. Okay po? So, lesson dito, ang cut
Sir, na-mute po ata.
Sir, nawala po.
Dan, turo mo na. O record yan, huwag kang maingay.
Thank you po.
IL.
Yan. Okay na, sige na. Pwede na kayo lumabas para mayan ako.
Sir, may tanong lang po.
Ano yan? Sige.
Yung ano po, yung sa may 250 po, yung sa point G. Paano po naging 6 yung ano niyan? Dahil po dun sa point
Nawala.
G.
Nag-restart ako eh. Yung last problem ba yan?
Opo.
Wait lang ha.
Sige.
Paano naging, ano yung tanong mo?
Paano po naging 6? Di ba po yung iba 3 lang, tapos yung sa G po naging 6.
Okay. Kasi sir, ito yung G yata yun. Tapos 3 meters kasi ito. AA yun eh. Dito ako nag-moment. Okay, parang ganun yata yan. Tama ba ako?
Opo.
Ayan. So, pag nag-moment ka dito, ito, 3 meters. Pero yung dito, force dito, 3 plus 3.
Okay po.
6. Okay?
Thank you po.
Okay. Question pa? Sige, kung wala nang tanong, Sige, okay na. It's 2:56. I-stop ko na rin yung recording. Na-save naman yung recording. Okay.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay,
Sige po,
ingat.
sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Stay safe,
Thank you
sir.
po.